Love collision. There's no place between staying and leaving. No place between going and not going. No place between being and not being. You can't both stay and not stay, be and not be, go and not go. So stop searching for that blind spot to nest in. It doesn't exist. I beg you, either stay or leave. Be here or disappear. You have to decide. What does your heart want? Because this path you've taken, this fake forced loyalty, is destroying us both. Living with you feels like living with a ghost, Edwin. I swear your half-presence is worse than absence. Adelaide said all this just as Edwin woke up. Then silence fell between them. They were both equally afraid, of staying and of leaving. So where did Adelaide find the courage to speak so freely? Maybe it was that ridiculous early morning bravery that fades by noon. But no one could deny, from now on, things would be different, because that courage had now found its voice, and it would return every morning. Edwin got up to take a shower. Maybe he'd pack his suitcase afterward. He stood under the water thinking about leaving. Was Adelaide telling him to go? Or in her heart, did she want him to stay? He didn't know. Years of growing apart had left them unable to understand each other's language. Still, he felt it was time to leave. The idea had been circling in his mind for 2 weeks. He told himself, no matter how hard it is to leave, staying here is harder. Water ran quickly down his hair. It wasn't just his head getting washed. His mind was cleansing too. He ran his fingers through his hair. A voice echoed in his head. Long before today, you were a man of hard decisions. You always chose the harder path, like marrying little Adelaide. He had waited years for her to grow up, to earn the town's approval, to make people treat her with respect. During the first years of marriage, he had treated her more like a father than a husband. He bore all the burdens until they bought this house together. Pain twisted in his lower back. He felt the need to lie in the tub. He submerged his head underwater and held his breath. He wanted to know, was he still the man who could make tough decisions? Could he still choose the harder path between hard and harder? Why now, when Adelaide had become brave, should he lose his own courage? He was a strong swimmer. He could usually stay underwater for over a minute, but after just 30 seconds, he was gasping. He lifted his arms to get out, but his hands slipped. His head slammed against the edge of the tub. Water, now tinged with red, began to spill and mix with the falling shower. Adelaide sat in the dining room. She'd promised herself she would wait through Edwin's 15-minute shower. The ticking clock teased her nerves. She bit her nails until her fingertips stung. She thought, I should have known. Edwin can't make a clear decision anymore. He keeps hesitating, dangling like a tightrope walker between sky and ground. Now he's probably going to stay in the shower for an hour just to trap me in this life again. She lowered her suitcase. One by one, she folded her clothes neatly. Still, a quiet hope stirred inside. Maybe Edwin would come out and say he wanted to stay, swear to stay with her until his last breath. Finally, the clock rang. An hour had passed. Adelaide thought, he built this house with sweat and pain. Maybe locking himself in the bathroom means he wants me to leave. Her hands trembled. She stuffed the last clothes into the suitcase. On a scrap of paper, she wrote, then I'll leave. She stuck it to the mirror. She looked around the house one last time, opened the door, pulled her heavy suitcase through, and shut it behind her. Then she noticed the wedding ring on her finger. She didn't want to take it with her. She had forgotten her keys, so she decided to leave the ring at the doorstep. But her sweaty fingers made it hard to slide off. At last, the ring slipped and rolled away. Adelaide chased after it, and just as she stepped onto the street, something hit her hard. A sharp screech of tires. A woman thrown into the air, slammed to the ground. In a daze between sleep and pain, she saw the ring resting beside her on the asphalt.